boners, my friends. Look at the hair. If you ever wanted to know what it's like to have the metaphorical embodiment of a national tragedy, but encased in a YouTube magic channel, this is it. This right here is it, my friends. The PigCast. We come here every week, a couple of times a week, to talk about pressing issues and things that are important, at least to me. I see it as a form of therapy. And this is the perfect embodiment of what is 9/11. I want to say the Pearl Harbor, maybe the atomic bomb. It's all encompassed in this show, metaphorically, based on the metrics. The metrics are trash. But you know what? I'm still here. I'm still queer, and I'm not going anywhere. You might think maybe Susan Wojcinski got to me, the former CEO of YouTube. No, you're not going to stop me, Susan. I'm going to make content till the day I die, even if, I don't know, it's really fruitless. But it doesn't matter because we're here on the PigCast. As you know, this is a magic channel. However, the magic channel is not necessarily one that we talk about here. Magic is not necessarily something that we talk about here because there are more pressing and personal things that are, or more pressing and important things. We're already starting off strong. That we're here to talk about. We're going to talk about the book that I've been working on nonstop. Today I was kind of discombobulated. I woke up super late, and it's only because I spent extra time last night working on my new book, my new magic book. I say that we're not going to talk about magic tricks. However, I am shilling a book in regards to magic tricks. So imagine that. We're also going to be talking about clapping during arguments. I don't get this. This is a thing that I've seen, especially going to a predominantly hoodie middle school. But seeing it done by white women on TikTok is quite the endeavor. We're also going to talk about gym thoughts, gym thoughtery. If you're not familiar, thoughts, sluts, whores, shotties, they've inundated the gym with their phones and tripods, and we're going to talk about them. My favorite thing, which is Forex traders. For some odd reason, Forex decided to, or people partaking in Forex decided to make some sort of pyramid scheme a la Primerica, but with Forex. And it's just great to look at their Instagram stories. We're also going to talk about girls, a car fucker, and pedos. So what an action-packed show we have for today. I went to the doctor's yesterday, and it was quite an endeavor. It was really reminding of how hot nurses are. They were all Cuban ladies, these thick Cuban attractive ladies, all these aunts that you would just lose your left nut for. And of course, I told her all my issues, and she called me an idiot for going to places that I've the ER and things like that, and checking all this stuff, considering I'm healthy, my blood work is perfect, my ecos are immaculate, my cholesterol is a little high, but that's still manageable, my blood pressure a little bit high, but again, not anything that's of concern. So that's what we went over. And of course, I'm still iffy about it because my brain is a very interesting thing. So we'll see about that. I know I have a follow-up soon to do some blood work, and I'll definitely keep you guys posted on good old Piggy here. But so far, everything's A-okay. Again, as I've mentioned before, my brain does this thing where it goes, hey, buddy, are you sure you're okay? That random pain you have in your chest, are you sure? It's just stretching, or just lack of stretching from working out? No, I don't think so. So it's a fun thing. Let's look at the comments here. Pediculus pubis, says Mr. BP. Don't know what you mean by that, but it's definitely a good way to introduce a live stream here. I saw one of your Twitter replies in a while without following you. That's true. The other part here, I guess, that I didn't write about was Twitter. I've been trying to get Twitter famous because Twitter pays pretty well, and I've been trying to up my impressions to see if I could get a bit of that YouTube sweet Elon Bucks cash. And some of the tweets which we're going to go to today, we're going to go through some of the bangers and see if you guys agree with the banger nature of these tweets. Some are not hits. I have to admit, some of these are not hits, but some of them I think are very, very good and among my best work. Piggy's book is called Never Get Pussy Ever Again, or Never Get Pussy Again. I added ever just because to add a nice clause there. The book is actually called The View from Down Here. And I've written up 98% of it so far. Everything's already laid out. The way I like to work when it comes to videos and editing and things like that is I don't like to have to go back So I go through it, I finish it as I'm going through it, and then at the end, I have a finished product. Same thing with the book. As I was going through the book, I wasn't writing it and then laying it out. I laid everything out as I was writing it. So now at the end, it's a party. I'm almost done. So I'm just writing the outro, and maybe I'm going to see if somebody could write me, not an introduction, but whatever that bit is before the book starts. I'll see if somebody could write that for me. And the book is pretty much done. It's called The View from Down Here. It has a bunch of different tricks, ideas, and moves. And hopefully I'll be putting it out before the end of the month, or maybe the beginning of the next month. We'll see. But definitely anything to circumvent this massive tax payment that I'm going to have to pay the IRS in the next few days. Anything to circumvent that is going to make me feel happy, even though the sales of the book are also going to be taxed. So there's no way to avoid getting your ass reamed by the IRS. Oh man, so much fun. I gotta tell you, I love giving a good portion of my money to that fucking organization every year. It just makes me so happy to know that that money is just being taken and just sniffed by people making awful decisions with your hard-earned cash. It's great. I can't wait to see where they take a good portion of my funds. Hungry and Hungover says, I've been seeing you go hard on Twitter as the OnlyFans shotties. Yeah. Every time there's a shoddy that posts, I like to say, begone thought, begone, because it's gross. You're out here saying, oh, how about me? Or I'm hot. Shut up, Becky. This post isn't about you. Although most of my bangers have been in regards, let me tell you my last one. My last one is one of my favorite, which is reposting this meme about girls in the hood showering. And I'll show you that one when the time comes. Could you dedicate your book to me? Wouldn't that be great as at the end I go for corn pop? I might just do that. If you promise to buy it, I'll definitely put your name at the end. Just as a bit, right? Just because it'll pop you. Right, I'll get you fun to giggle, even though nobody's gonna know what the fuck corn pop. Why corn pop? Let me go through here. Come on, PigCake, set the magic world straight. Eggplant emojis, and of course you said that in regards to straight being the sexuality, and not straight in the sense of direction. This, I guess, the first good topic to talk about, clapping while talking, right? This is something I've seen growing up, going to middle school in the hood. I went to George Washington Carver Middle School, not to completely out myself, but this one is, it's reminiscent of that. This, I don't understand how people think that it adds emphasis. Now, I don't want to be talking about race when you're talking about clapping while arguing, but you could assume a certain demo of people are the ones that typically clap when it comes to, it's not a racist thing to say, it's just a thing. Just like Latino people like me, we tend to be loud, we tend to be brash, we tend to not necessarily know our volume when it comes to public speaking or talking in public. And same thing with another group. They tend to clap when it comes to argument to emphasize their points. When it's done by a white girl, it's very odd. That's when it gets a little bit suspicious to me. And here, let me show you what I'm talking about. Oh, I love that I have to already reset the video driver. It's a little bit of a tidbit here. If your computer monitor's freezing, what you could do is you could press Shift Control Windows and B, and that resets the video so that now you could actually see on both screens. But let's see what this girl has to say.
Women do not want to be spoken to in public by strange men. I was just leaving the hardware store because I'm a construction girl, and Because I'm a construction girl? What does that mean? What does that mean? Is that like a girl boss? Is this what she's trying to get at? That she's a girl boss in a form of construction? I'm willing to bet that she's put up maybe 3 shelves, and she goes, this is it. This is what I want to do in life. That's what I'm willing to bet, but I digress. Deciding whether or not to jaywalk, and I was waiting patiently to see if there was a moment when there was going to be a clear, safe path for me. And this man in a minivan, I'm locking my car doors, this man in a minivan slows down and starts waving at me and yelling, go. And I was like, no, there's cars coming, not safe. And he goes, go. And I was like, no, you drive, like you're endangering people. And I stepped back onto the curb to indicate I am not going right now. He rolls down his window, goes, I'm just joking, but go. And I was like, and I start walking the other way being like, no, the light turns red, so he pulls forward, but the light turns red, and I keep hearing him yell, "Go!"
All right, there's another point here to be made. I wrote this about clapping, but I think the more pressing issue here is the fact that social media has really tarnished a generation. I think several generations, including the older ones. It's also tarnished them. They're not victims in this crime. They're very on Facebook all the time. Jesus, just their shit posting. Ugh, my goodness. And they bitch about the younger demographic, saying, no, you guys are always on your phone, en el teléfono, like the my people like to say. But social media has definitely ruined a generation, and that's a perfect example of it. That seems to be like an interaction, like a very boring interaction that you would have on a day-to-day basis. I was at the grocery store 2 days ago, and some male lady, very I would say
you could stop at 5 or 6 stores, or just one.
I said if practicing card tricks was a hairstyle.
If practicing card tricks was a hairstyle, said by Magic Buzz. Thank you, Andrew. Dropping Canadian specifically, letting me know that you mean business, which is 13 Canadian hot dollars. I appreciate throwing that on me, rather. I should have some sort of thing. Some sort of machine that shoots out cash in case somebody decides to throw out some money. Throw away your money towards me. But thank you, man. I appreciate that. If practicing card tricks was a hairstyle, I gotta admit my hair was pretty atrocious, but the alternative would be this. This is the alternative. Is this something that you would like to see here? Is this really? I don't think it's a good look. I'm not a fan of this particular shirt and this jacket. As a matter of fact, there you go. I much prefer the old classic, nice tank top peach. I prefer that than that blue with this. Doesn't look good. Meanwhile, this, look at that. Classic Miami Vice, hot. Definitely a hot look. But thank you for that, Andrew. I appreciate it. Where was I going before I got distracted by that? Social media is ruining people. And this is just a dumb interaction. I was going to mention that I was at the grocery store the other day, and a fairly thick, voluptuous African-American male lady just walks by me. She goes, damn, you smell good, like that. And let me tell you, that made my day. The entire day I was smiling. I was just there like, oh, she likes my cologne. It's a nice thing. People like to be complimented. It's not necessarily a bad thing when somebody goes, hey man, I love your nails, or I love your shirt, or I love the way you smell, right? That makes somebody happy. They obviously spent time. They put effort into whatever it is that you complimented. So having a nice little compliment, it made my day. So this lady is just one of these perpetual, angry, upset, just terrible. And I don't want to say terrible, but just everything's about me. Women don't want to be spoken to by strange men. Oh, God, talk about projection here. Going through the comments, missed opportunity to do that dress code trick to change your shirt. That would have been very virgin-y had I done this, just and my shirt changes color. Know that I would never perform that trick. I know that it's a cool one. I know it looks interesting that you could change the color of your shirt. Even though you're wearing a jacket, you could take off the jacket and show that the shirt changed. It's still very virgin-y. It's like the equivalent of having a tie and then going, oh, I don't like this tie color. And then rubbing my hand and the tie changes. Ugh, God, ill. Is that Xavier Spade in the frame? I don't know who you're talking to. Oh, no. It is Daniel. It is Daniel in the frame. I think I have one with X. I know Vanessa that hangs around here from time to time. She's the one that I commissioned to make that. And she did an excellent job, as did Manel with this poster that I have right there. And my wallpaper for my laptop, which I can't show you because I have a lot of stuff on my desktop that's compromising tax information. So Danny was the co-host, if you didn't know. Hey, PigCake, do you have any tips on how to create stage magic routines? That's a lot of virginity for this particular stream, but I don't have any advice as far as constructing a specific routine. The only thing I could tell you is to be mindful of the venue and what the limitations are. So if they have a camera, if they have a monitor, if they have a video screen that's projecting through the audience, these are all things that you want to take in consideration as far as how it is that you want to present it. Are you going to have a mic? Are you going to be mic'd up? Do you have to have a microphone stand? Little things that I think are more important and pressing to the smoothness of the show rather than the actual tricks. You could come up with any tricks, but to be aware of the stage and what it is that the environment entails, I think that's more important, at least to me. I'd care more about that than the actual tricks itself. I'm late, but better than never. Evening, I'm late, but better late than never. That's true. Good to have you here, Stu Batman. You and your fucking DC name, which gets me aggravated. Sorry, but these lame-ass Karens, these lame-ass retarded, idiotic, fucking waste of spades carrots must die, says Zephyr. I don't think they should die, but they definitely should cease. They should cease. Straight to jail. If it was up to me, I'd send them straight to jail. I wouldn't fuck her with PigCake's dick. You know, somebody just said Jada Cole 7, which is a tremendous reference, Corn Pop. That's a wonderful reference. As a matter of fact, I think you deserve a pin of glory for that one. Jada Cole 7. That's a tremendous reference. And while it's not the best comment that would usually earn a pin of glory, it's the reference is what makes it a good, strong contender for that endeavor. So I hope you enjoy yourself. Everybody could bask in the glory of your pin of glory. Bask in the magistry of your pin of glory. That's a better way of saying it. But she's a Jada Cole 7 for sure. If you're not familiar, Jada Cole 7 or Jada Cole's is referencing a bar that's nearby. And my bit is that if you're in Jada Cole's, whatever rating you have as a woman is half of what it would be in the grocery store. So I have a Publix nearby. A Jada Cole 7 is a Publix 3.5. A Jada Cole's 8 is a Publix 4. I mean, obviously, you know how to divide things in half, but to let you know the disparity of the actual rating system. And I haven't been there in a bit, though. It is one of my favorite dive bars. But actually, no, my favorite dive bar is in Sebastian, Florida. It's right by Daniel's house. It's a biker bar that lets you smoke inside. The beer is $2. The pizza is $4. And everything is just... It's what I would like in a bar. And unfortunately, we don't have that down here in good old sunny Miami, Florida. Anything here that I skipped? We wanted to see you shirtless. I did weigh myself at the medical place at the doctor's office. They weighed me. And just to give you a little bit of a fun little a take on weight loss in particular. In February, when I came back from England, I was 170, I want to say 7 pounds, 177 pounds. I was a little bit of a meatball. And, I noticed just different flubbiness in different parts of my body. I weighed myself yesterday, 148 pounds. So from February to today, 148 pounds is what I weigh now. So your boy's out here cutting. I'm introducing protein. I'm drinking water. I'm on the grind, baby. I'm on the grind, 148. So me without a shirt, I am definitely prouder of my shirt rather than me without a shirt now than I was a couple months ago. Bit virgin-y says, thanks, man. I know it's a bit virgin-y, but I hope that helps because people don't tend to think about that when it comes to making stage shows and making things like that in particular, especially if you have something that's coming up. If you have control of the theater and it's one of those, then obviously it's not something that you're concerned about. But if it's a gig and somewhere that you're asked to perform, you want to make sure that the mic isn't going to have to be something that you're going to have to carry around, or you're going to have a mic on you, or you're going to have one of those things that carries the microphone on your person, or you're going to have a camera so you could do close-up tricks and they're going to be able to convey that to the rest of the audience. Little things like that you skip because you're wondering what version of card to frenulum you want to perform. So that's that one in particular. That got me a little bit upset. This one are related. They're gym thoughts. Now, I've mentioned this on the last live stream. I actually have these two together. Gym thoughts. I don't go to the gym. I work out at home. I have all the equipment here, as I've mentioned before. I've gone to the gym, and I enjoy it whenever I go. However, it's you're not going to have a good time. If you're somebody that hates people, you're not going to have a good time because you just get the very worst of society going to the gym. You have what I like to call the SARM goblins, which are these little high school kids with pipe arms that they like to go around the bench that you want to use, and they start lifting the bar and taking videos and texting, and they're wearing wife beaters, but they have pipe arms, and they just take up the bench and they don't do anything. They don't even put weights on the bar. They just have the bar and they do it. All pretty much they're doing is taking snaps for some fucking girl and leaving. And of course, they don't even pick up the weights when they use it. They just leave it where they decided to work out. I fucking hate those. The other ones are the thoughts that decide to set up their little cameras and record themselves and look at you if you happen to get in the frame. And those are just also pretty atrocious. I've seen a couple of those. You also have the soliciting guys, so the personal trainers that, hey man, you know, I noticed you were doing this. Here's my card. I don't care. Don't give me your fucking card. All right, I'm trying to work out. Shut up. It's not the best time to come up and solicit work. Jesus fuck. If I wanted a personal trainer, I would look for one. Not just coming up to me while I'm trying to do some bicep curls. Ew. Come on, be better.
Be better. Be better. Be better.
Nice. What's going on? I heard two errors. Let me see if
Be better. Be better. Be better.
my computer recognized Oprah and Michelle Obama as a error. I don't know what that was. Maybe it's that I'm clicked on a different app. Yeah, I was clicked on a Chrome there. So gym thoughts are a thing. And what I hate are the people that go to the gym and assume that, they're the only ones who live. They're the only ones who matter in the planet. Remember, the gym is a shared space. We all watch Joey Swole, the angel, the patron saint of gym memberships and gym behavior. Joey Swole is just this guy that every time you see him, you just want to smile because he looks like a nice guy. He's always there to help you out. You see him at the gym shaking hands with people that are his fans. He's never going to push anybody away. But the one thing that he doesn't stand for is bullshit at the gym. And this is one of those. It's not a Joey Swole video, but what is this? A girl can't even stretch in peace. The assumption is everybody's always looking at me. Let me take this off here. A girl can't stretch in peace. Of course, she's doing all these stretches. She's wearing these shorts where you could essentially see the inside of her labia lips, which nothing wrong with. But what is this? Nobody's looking at you. You have one guy that turned and looked at you for maybe a 14th of a second, and you have this whole post where you decide to show yourself stretching. Very inefficient stretches, might I add. But inefficient stretches for stretching, but for showing your pussy fat, yeah, I would say these are very effective. Just a guy that's looking in your direction. Maybe he could be looking at himself. Look, he's looking around and he looks at her. He's looking different directions. And of course, the assumption here is everyone's looking at me. I have the fat ass, so I have to be the center of attention. No, you fucking don't. And this is just very common when it comes to gyms, especially now in 2023, which is why I'm glad that I'm working out at home. I do farmer's carries around the house. I have my kettlebells. I have my bar. I could do some ghetto bench pressing. I could do some shoulders. I do everything here. Push-ups. I have these little rings outside that I pull myself with. I could do pull-ups with those, even though that's a little bit nefarious. I could do everything. And I don't have to partake in this trash that is going to a fucking gym and dealing with these girls that think that they're the center of everything. My goodness. Although she is a Publix, let me see what I would give her here. Great body. Phenomenal, I would say. I'm not going to kick her out of bed. She has kind of an indigenous face, which I'm a huge fan of. A little bit of a belly hiding under the shorts. My type. This is my type. But the attitude, definitely not my type. Maybe 8.3. 8.3 is what I would give it on the public scale. Let me go through the other one here. This one is, I think, Ancient Chinese Secret, I believe. This one, as a matter of fact, I feel like I've talked about it here on the stream. But this was a popular one going around where this girl has some sort of conflict with, I think, the gym owner or the manager of the gym. And my favorite thing is she's the one that put up this video. So she put it up thinking that she was in the right, that it was her that did it. This reminds me, by the way, I hate it that every time I look on TikTok, I have folders. This is how I'm organized. Let me peel the curtains back here. I have Twitter, and I have TikTok when it comes to looking up for subjects for this particular stream. And I have individual folders categorized. So I have podcast use. On Twitter, I have used and to use for podcasts. So I organize myself that way. On TikTok, what I hate is that people are deleting videos all the time. So every time I put something in that folder, it's usually something controversial and they delete it. The last one was in regards to this girlfriend and her boyfriend that they split up for college. She broke up with him because she wants to go to college. What? What are you talking about? My goodness. And it was her essentially admitting that she just wants dick. She wants different dick for the next 4 years. So they're gonna separate for college. No, you guys are broken up with permanently. Never go back to that harlot. But I digress. It just reminded me because that was going to be one of the subjects of today's video, and I got distracted by Jim Thottery. But this one.
Do you need something? Okay, I thought so. Keep it pushing.
If you're being rude, you can leave. Nobody's looking at you anytime I don't.
So the beginning of the video got cut off, but she essentially goes up to the guy and she goes, "You want to keep looking? Are you okay?" And she, of course, gives him some sarcastic response.
Yes. And if you're being rude, then you can leave.
That means what?
I can call the police and have you trespass right now. Would you like that?
Go ahead.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead, let him know.
That's what we'll do. So right now, I'm just gonna take your stuff and head up front. Bye.
Cut the cameras.
So just this self-indulgent behavior at the gym. This one, again, is an ancient Chinese secret. That one's been around forever. But the video, I wish that I showed you the better one that showed the entirety of the interaction. But she, of course, thought that she was being stared at and glared at in the gym. That's not the case. You see the guys in the background. They're just talking amongst themselves. And she goes, "Hey, if you know, you might as well buy it if you keep staring," or some bullshit that wasn't, it was confrontational. And of course, that got the person that was working there to give her that interaction. Just unnecessary. That's the point here. Unnecessary behavior at the gym and what keeps me away from there. My fucking goodness. Steve Brooksy, I don't know if you sent me the pedo. I think that one's one of the stories that I have here. Pedo Magician. I wrote pedos. Pedo Magician. So if you sent me that one, I definitely looked at that. But she got kicked out, thankfully, and she's the one that posted the video. What's great is that what tends to happen with these girls on TikTok is that you go to their account and they delete their accounts because they think they're in the right. They post a video thinking, wow, I'm going to get clout for this. People are going to be on my side. Nope. No, they completely shit on you, which lets me know that there's some semblance of hope left in humanity. As a matter of fact, which one is it?
What kind of America is this? Yes, put it on Facebook.
Fuck yeah. That's one of my favorite drops. Love Joey. He's doing God's work. That is true. Such a nice, kind soul. I think he got surgery not so long ago, but I believe he pulled through. Who didn't pull through is Crip Daddy. Unfortunately, Crip Daddy, if you're not familiar with his content on YouTube and other endeavors, he was somebody that was very, very crippled, had to be in a wheelchair, and very based, very, I would say, trollish dude, very infamous online, and he passed away yesterday. So we got to pour one out for old Crip Daddy. Let's just pour this right here. Just pouring a little bit out for Crip Daddy. Hopefully I didn't stain my white. Did I? No, I didn't stain my jacket, thankfully. That was a dumb thing to do. That was dumb for me to put that there. But alas, my friends, we definitely needed to throw one back for good old Crip Daddy Donovan. Unfortunately, gone way too soon. Very young, too, unfortunate. Let's see here. Hey, that's my mom. Only stare at me on my social media account. That's true. Hey, you can't look at me at the gym, but let me post my TikTok and let me post my Instagram. And it's all her whole titty out. So there's a level of hypocrisy there. He's probably wondering where that fishy smell is coming from. A little bit fishy, I gotta say. She did look like one of these thoughts that I will show you the meme that I like to use when it comes to these thoughts that hit up the club with a bar of soap. So do keep that in mind. If I don't mention it, remind me, because it is one of my favorite memes of all time. Gyms today are a place for fuckwit influencers to call everyone a creep. I agree. Hane says, have you looked into the Liver King? He's eating liver with milk, claiming it's cereal, and gets tired easily. Yeah, he's not going to make it long. Your body can't sustain that for a long time. Now, yes, working out and making sure you're in shape and fit is going to prolong life, but when your body's holding all of that and you gave yourself what you're doing on a monthly basis just to maintain that body, that's definitely, you're going to end up like a British Bulldog, Dynamite Kid, all these wrestlers that were absolutely yoked. Ultimate Warrior, he just croaked at 53, I believe. He was pretty young and croaked because of years of abusing his body and essentially steroid use. So you want to make sure that you prolong your life as much as possible. Liver King, I'm calling it now. Next 5 to 6 years, it's going down. Philosophic Plumber says, better late than never. Sup, my pigga. Sup, Philosophic Plumber. Hope you're velociraptoring. Plumbing. Fuck. That was just... Now, here's the thing. I don't know if the thing popped up because my monitor was frozen. Right, so that's that. Make sure your fly is up before you walk out on the stage. That's true. Yes. Don't have your fly down unless that's part of the show. I've seen that backflip. Insane. Must see. YouTube short does a backflip with 45 plates. Is that the fake one where he has a shit on his butt? Is that one where he has kind of like a streak mark on his anus? But if I've seen that, it's definitely fake. So those are gym thoughts, and definitely something that you should avoid in a shared space like the gym. I know a lot of gyms, I know that there's at least 2 within a couple miles from me that have female-only times, which you're getting most judgment, ladies, by other women. You're not getting judged by men. We don't care. We're out here trying to get a pump, trying to better ourselves. We might look every once in a while, but you also look at guys at the gym. That's the thing. The gym is this shared space. I find myself looking at dudes and seeing what they're doing and seeing their exercise and, seeing their body and what it is that they're doing to target specific parts. I'm also doing that at the gym. I'm not just looking at the thoughts with thick, beautiful butts. I'm not just looking at that. I'm also looking to see, what it is that I could do to improve myself. But every once in a while, you're human. You're going to look just like you do, ladies. You also look at the gym. You're checking out dudes, checking out girls. It doesn't matter. My goodness, as long as you respect the space and respect other people around, you should be fine. But when you're setting up cameras and looking for people, it's amazing what you could find when you're a victim. If you decide to label yourself a victim, try this experiment where for one day, you decide to play the role of a victim. And the entire day, anything that happens, you attribute to that victimhood. You're going to be tired. You're going to be exhausted by the end of the day because everything is going to be as a result of somebody else trying to target you. Oh, that guy took the parking spot because he hates me, or because I'm whatever. I look like this. I'm this race. I'm that race. I'm this religion. You're going to get that, and you're going to be exhausted by the end of the day. Imagine people that live like that every single day. It's tiring. So it's a good thought experiment. I could record you in the background and post it on the internet, but you can't glance in my direction. That's true, yeah. I'm going to record you without consent, but if you look, even if you fucking decide to turn your head in my direction, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to get my army of girl bosses on you. Yes, slay queen.
This is the neighborhood, and you are not welcome.
Fuck yeah. That's a 2.8. Only because she breathes and she's at least able-bodied. Speaking of able-bodied, Forex is my favorite thing to look at. Now, Forex, obviously, it's a legitimate means of investment, trading, foreign exchange. It's a legitimate thing. It's not a fake thing. However, what people do is that obviously they turn it into a pyramid scheme. So they say, how could we get people to do this and partake in paying us with the illusion of teaching them how to trade and how to make money? And I've shown these videos before, and they're my favorite. You see people showing their phones. This particular Forex scam is called I Am Academy. And what they do is that they try to get people to recruit more people by posting on social media. So a lot of the recruitment process and a lot of the actual process of being a part of I Am Academy is posting on social media and trying to get other people to come in and join. So they'll rent out Airbnbs and pack in like 19 to 500 people in these fucking Airbnbs. I say 500, I mean maybe less than 100. But pack it in, make it look like they're having a good time, and no trading is happening. Absolutely no information, no relevant information on trading or stocks or foreign exchange is given. But it's a lot of, yo, keep your bread up. Get your bread up. What are you doing right now? You on Instagram? I'm getting paid. And it's a lot of that. And what's great is that these people are flexing essentially nothing. There's always one bottle. Whenever there's a group of people, there's always one bottle that they pop and everybody loses their minds. There's always the cars in the background are, you know, Honda Civics, and nothing on a Honda Civics. But if you're flexing, you're not going to be driving a Honda Civic. Come on. So these are just... this is another one. Let me see if I can,
you gonna stop?
go
Clean
back
it
here.
up. You feel me? We not playing.
There's always 300 of them in one single hotel room.
Hey, you would come eat with us? Yeah. You gonna eat? Yeah. Or you gonna starve? You gonna eat or you gonna starve? What you gonna do? Which one is it? Yeah. You feel me?
Now, this is dude. Look at how many posts, by the way, are on his story. It's just nonstop posts. Just post, because that's what they encourage you to do. And Homeboy is flexing what looks like to be maybe about $250 in singles on a bed. Maybe 3-something in singles in the bed. Telling you essentially, we're eating.
Yeah. You gonna eat? Yeah. Or you gonna starve? You gonna eat or you gonna starve? What you gonna do? Which one is it? Yeah. You feel me? Which one is it, man?
You feel me? I don't understand what the flex is here. I don't know what the flex is. This guy posted this on his own account. Is this a flex? Is this something you want to... If you're going to flex in a nice car, flex your nice watch, flex genuine money. Obviously, flexing is not a showing of wealth. It's the most retarded thing you could do. Usually people that flex wealth are people that, bought whatever they're flexing on a payment plan and can't actually afford it. But this right here is the exact opposite. Through the kitchen. They're going through the kitchen.
You know what I'm saying? We eating different. It's different.
We eating different.
You know what I'm saying?
We're going through the back. This is hysterical. And here they have a funeral at one of the events. Damn, this is good shit. Man, this is fucking great. Every time I see these guys, they just find another way. They just add to the golden ratio of retardation. That is pyramid scheme, Forex scams.
Rest in peace to poverty, man. We getting too much of it.
Rest in peace, poverty. I cannot with this. Rest in peace, poverty. They have a funeral for poor people. This is what they're doing right now. You have all these girls. I like to call them payment plan adults. They're crying over the death of poverty. Fuck, this is just great. I love looking at these accounts. These accounts are just tremendous because they go into their own Instagram stories and post their own shit. So they post about these guys. They were very popular in 2021, 2020. They're not popular as much anymore because now they all work for Uber Eats, which is part and parcel of being part of a pyramid scheme where you're flexing constantly and never actually making money. What's great about these videos is that they show off a lot of times. They show off their like portfolio, and they never hold it long. They never hold it there for long. And you see some of them are in the red. And then some of the gains, if you slow down the footage, is like up $5. Which, don't get me wrong, you know, anytime you're making any sort of money in trading, positive is positive. Net gain is net gain. But when it comes to you flexing, saying, yo, we eating together. Are you eating or you're starving? And you just made $5? You've made $5, which is probably going to go back down, especially if you invested in AMC. Let's look where AMC is. Here, let me go Robinhood real quick and see my retardation. And AMC is at, oh my goodness. AMC is at $2.54. They have plummeted. This was at like $6 about 3 weeks ago. Now it's at $2.54. My fucking goodness. Let's go through here. See the comments. I'll flex a double lift when I could do 1 or 2 as it would be. I don't know what that means. If you're flexing double lifts, ostensibly they shouldn't be aware of them. So they just think you're crazy and lifting one card and then putting it back down and lifting one card and turning it back over. So don't do that. That's going to do the opposite of getting them wet. For me, flexing is showing how insane skills like parkour or gun stuff. That's pretty aggressive, I gotta say. That's pretty aggressive. I wouldn't necessarily flex that way. I think the best way to flex is with humor and a good conversation, not necessarily partaking to showing them that you could do a backflip. That's a lot. Someone's been at the copy making machine. That's, yeah, right? They went to the Kinko's and they decided to do it. And it's very easy to buy these, right? You could buy these stacks of cash. As a matter of fact, I just got a package from Chris James. Chris James Magic, if you're not familiar with his work. I don't know if I can show this, but he has a trick that he's putting out that he sent me that I'm going to be reviewing. And he also sent me some fake money, which is hysterical. I have a P.O. box, by the way. If you want to send me stuff, look at the link in the description section below. I take everything. Apart from somebody sent me a noose once. That was a great one. But if you want to send me some cool stuff that I'll open live, make sure to check it out at the P.O. box. And let me know you're sending stuff beforehand too, because I like to limit my times that I go to the P.O. box office. It's always just musty and awful. So if you do decide to send me something, please let me know before. Let's see what else here. Why buy AMC? I bought AMC forever ago as a bit, as like a joke, and I'm waiting till it hits record stonks so then I could pull out and say, haha, you see what I mean? I was right all along. If you want to have a good, a funny post, or sorry, a funny subreddit, look at r/AMC stocks. You have a bunch of people coping, even though the stock has been fucked with and played around with. And right now, I think they split between Ape and AMC, and there's this whole controversy right now. People shorting the stock and fucking with it. And there's a lot of fun going on in that. But if it shoots anything past $6 or $7, I'm selling immediately. Let me go through here. Sorry. I got over actually doing Magic years ago. I just like keeping up with what's going on. I'm also a Piggy super fan. Other than that, I'm not really into it anymore. Even better to put you in the back of the book and say 4 corn pop on the last page. I could record you in the background already. I read that one. Let's see this one here. Penis is underrated, says Manel. Penis is underrated. If you, what's that movie? Zoltan. With Indiana Jones's dad. What's the name of that? Fuck. Jesus, this is going to drive me nuts. But Zoltan, where the whole point of the movie is the penis is evil. Might be Zoltar. Zoltar is the machine. I think Zoltan is the movie. With, I don't want to look at the chat because somebody's going to say his name and I want to figure it out. Sean Connery. There you go. Did it. Nice hat head. That is true. Unfortunately, I do have some hat head. I was working out earlier. I went on a little walk and I procured this hair from that. It's not my best, but at least it's better than what it could be. It could also look atrocious. Unique Girls. This is another. Zardos. Zardos is the name of the movie. I can't believe I fucking couldn't remember that. I know they've done bits on Family Guy, and there's also a movie based on that just came out. That's one of these shitty movies. You'll never find someone like me. I quote this on a daily basis.
You'll never find another girl like me ever again. There's no one else like me. Oh my god.
This is happening now. It's all these sorority rushes, all these girls trying to join sororities, and especially here by where I live near the University of Miami, you see this sort of stuff cringily all the time. Girls flexing their sorority status, and it's always these shotties, I would say.
You'll never find another girl like me ever.
I've been told that before, and it's just funny seeing just a wave of copy paste. You see a wave of that and you hear a girl tell you that and you go, all right, Becky. Yeah, don't worry. You're definitely right. I'm never going to find a girl like you ever again. You're 100% right on that. So I just wanted to show you this because I quote this on an almost daily basis, seeing bitches.
You'll never find another girl like me ever again.
Yeah, this is great. You'll never find a girl like me. Let me see what the comments are. What's the bid day? The Clone Wars? That's great. Why do they travel in herds? This is just the worst time of the year. Don't get me wrong. Lots of pretty girls there. A lot of attractive young shotties. But, oh boy, just the whole cringe. Same thing with frats. and the whole fraternity mentality. Oh, let me just have you go through this ridiculous process. And then at the end, you could say that you were fucking part of, I don't know, Pike, which I believe at FIU, they decided to molest a bunch of girls and they closed the house down. So there's not really a lot of, maybe you could network, but my goodness, I've never been a fan of the whole sorority and frat mentality. It's definitely a pack mentality or herd sentiment. And you're part of the hive mind, and it's grotesque, especially the stuff they make you do, the hazing, the embarrassment part. Ew. I'll never find a girl like my wife because she likes me for some reason. That is true. That is true. Once you bog them down with expensive litigation and what else, heartache for splitting, it's really difficult to separate. So that's when you want to tell them that you're a magician and tell them that you do card tricks. It's when you already married them, because if you do that beforehand, then they have a chance to get out, and at that point, you're fucked. Zoltan, you guys were right. Went from Johnny Galecki to George Washington. Don't say that. I guess with the hairline. Unfortunately, so I guess what I want to do is I want to grow it out and not do a mullet necessarily, but kind of do a fade here, kind of give myself a burst fade. I might do that to myself. Zardos, an excellent strange movie with long hair. You look a little bit like the floating statue head. It's a good thing. That is true. I do remember seeing that, especially I think Family Guy has a bit on that. Yeah, I got bored. I'm weird with my hobbies. I find something I like, become obsessed for a few years, and then get burnt out and move along. That is true. Especially with magic, it's so easy to just find yourself deciding to partake in this for a little while and then take a break. But I think taking a break is good. You come back refreshed. You come back as a regular person. My rule is the better you are as a magician, the worse you are as a person. The better you are as a person, the better you become as a magician, because you improve socially, you improve your conversation, you improve your people skills, as opposed to you just learning how to do card tricks. You only become good at card tricks. Now, yes, that could cross over in some actual endeavors of social interaction, but not as much as actually dealing with people outside of the confines of virginity card tricks. What happened to your poster over there? Well, the bottom fell. The bottom of the poster, this little black part fell down. So unfortunately, I have to find a way to clip that on. It no longer adheres to the bottom of the frame. So I have to figure that out and see if I could fix that, because if some shoddy comes by and sees that, that's going to be embarrassing. That's going to be what we call a que pena. Let's see. Ha 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 ha. I think the next one is going to be good too. It's an update on a previous story that I talked about on Ham Radio, my old podcast with Daniel. We talked about this, and this guy's still going at it. So this is my strange addiction. This guy was sexually attracted to his car, and it turns out he's broken up with the previous car, and now he's got a new love, a new muse.
My name's Nathaniel, and a decade ago I was in a relationship with my car Chase. Unfortunately,
so that was a classic video, Chase, where he's out here rubbing on his old car, and he admits to his dad that he loves his car, and his dad goes, yeah, your car's pretty cool. I like your car. It's kind of dope. And he goes, no, I really love my car. I have sex with my car. And the dad goes, oh. And I'm sure after the cameras were turned off, he probably beat the shit out of him. But here, you could see that there's an update.
Unfortunately, Chase is no longer a part of my life. I am now in an intimate relationship with my car, Lex.
So Lex is his new whip. Is it a Lexus? I can't tell. It looked like a Lexus, but I don't know if they blocked off the logo, I think, for whatever sake. No, that's definitely not a Lexus. Could somebody tell me what car this is? Anybody that's a good car person? What type of car is that? It has like Porsche-ish lights. I know that might be an insult to anybody that has a Porsche, but the lights definitely look familiar, like a shitty Chrysler. What is this? Somebody tell me what this car is. I'm leaning on Chrysler, but Lex, I would say Lex, looking at the cars, if I were to fuck one of these cars, I like the old school car looking, look the way this one looks. It's red, right? This one just, I don't know. This one looks like it'll leave me with kids, you know? Like, I'd be a single mom. Oh, boy. But this car, for some reason, it makes me feel like I'd be a single mother. I don't know what it is about it, but something. But what car is this, if somebody could tell me? Is that a Honda logo? Looks like an H. So somebody filmed me in here. I can't tell what this car is, but this one, for some odd reason, I thought the lights, that little, this bit right here, I don't know, it reminds me of Chrysler, but I might be way off on that. But he's still fucking cars, man. A little bit of an update. I know that's an old story, but he's definitely, boy, nope. Listen, I just read the comment of the century. You know who you are. Tuscan. You get to replace the previous pin of glory. Oh boy. Having sex in a car is exhausting. You replace the pin. That is just equal parts pun, equal parts bits. It's excellent. I can't even speak as to how great that particular comment is. If I were to be able to get it tattooed on my person, I would. But then nobody would understand. Somebody says it's a Lexus ES 330. So I'm going to take your word for it, even though that looked like an H. It looked like an H on the car. But I imagine if he's calling his car a Lex, probably a Lexus. It wouldn't make sense. Corn Pop says, I Googled it. Nice. Okay, so homeboy's definitely fucking his car. He's moved along. Now, here's the thing, right? He says that he just touches it. He goes on a drive with it, and that's enough for him to get off. He rubs the steering wheel. He parks it somewhere. Is your dick out? Like, are you doing one of these as you're driving, or what's going on? Like, how do you actually partake in that? My goodness, I can't even imagine. I'm trying to think if I've ever, obviously car stuff, fucking in cars. It's never been my bit. I think I've tried it a couple of times. And it's always claustrophobic. There's always things, even though I'm a short guy, there's always things going up in places where they shouldn't be. It's overrated. I don't understand why all these girls have this fantasy of, let's just park somewhere and fuck in the car. It's like, no. Think of the practicality. It's like fucking in the beach. You have sex in the beach. What are you doing? You're going to get sand everywhere. Oh, but look, it's romantic. No, it's not. I've seen a lady take a diaper, close it with poop in it, and put it in the sand and cover it with sand. So it's not really attractive. Let's see. This one, Hyundai single mom is a transistor car. Not as good, but still pretty good. You would look classy fucking that car in that jacket. Yeah, I would imagine me and my Miami Vice phase just hitting up whatever that was, the car Miami Vice. It was a Testarossa. I'd definitely fuck a Testarossa. I'd put a pocket pussy in the exhaust and I'd fuck the shit out of it just because it's a hot car. The red car was a 1998 Chevy Monte Carlo named Chase. That's a rough one. A 1998 Monte Carlo, that's not a good classic old school car. Like a nice old, even a Corolla, I would say. I would qualify that as a cool vintage. A Monte Carlo, that's like what's the one that Al Bundy drove? Or Al Bundy supposedly drove. You bring a beach towel nerd, yeah, but you still have there's stuff moving, there's things, there's action going on. You're going to move the towel at some point and there's going to be sand floating up. So it's never a good experience. I think he's horny. Damn, we have a good one. We have a bunch here, man. Again, none match the pinning here of that one by Tuscan. But these are definitely up there. I think he's horny. That's great. That's top tier. Transistor, good. You have to kind of, stretch with that one a little bit and work with it, but fuck. Oxymoron says, can you pin my next comment? I'm wondering where that goes. Oxy. I want to see if that goes a direction that's good in my favor or something that I might not regret, but regret reading that comment. This guy's definitely the moderator of a car subreddit. I would be too if I was out here being sexually aroused by my car. There's a lady that married the Statue of Liberty and the Eiffel Tower, I believe. She then traded the Eiffel Tower for a bridge in Spain. A lot of weirdness when it comes to finding these objects, sexual beings. Al Bundy was a 73 Plymouth Duster. There was another one. I think he traded his car in for another one at some point in the show. 10 out of 10 show. I recommend everybody watch Married with Children. A show that could never take place today with Marvel and all this fucking dumb writers complaining, oh, I only got a $300,000 residual from a show I did fucking 19 years ago. Oh, boo. Oh, I'm so sad. Meanwhile, everything they've put out for the most part has been dribble. Although there are a lot of jobs that are worthwhile in that line of work. I'm not saying that all of it is hot garbage, but to have Adam Conover bitch at you and moan, no, thank you, Mr. Never had a good take in the entirety of his career. It's a good motivation looking at people like Adam Conover and who's this other guy, the fat guy that does late night, James Corden, seeing that you could have absolutely no talent and still make somewhat of a career and money in the endeavor of entertainment. It's great. It's interesting. What else did I read here? I know I skipped some. Te das tremenda lija, Piggy. Who never fucked a car? Lija is lija. I know paja in Spanish. Hacerse una paja is giving yourself a handy. But I don't know what a lija is. I assume that that's some Portuguese way of saying that you are jerking off. Speaking of jerking off, I'm going to jerk myself off here by looking at my own tweets. Now, I've been on Twitter. I've been trying to get Twitter popular. And by that, I mean attempting to become monetized on Twitter, which requires 5 million impressions. So I've been posting nonstop, just hitting the game up. And what I thought I'd do is that I would look at my best work. I'd look at what has been the biggest in terms of people looking at it and liking. Let me see if I could find this one. This one is one that got, I would say, let's see, 604,000 views, a couple thousand likes, and it's based on this. This is a mermaid that this guy apparently saw. Let's smoothly transition. This is a fucking nightmare, by the way. This guy's in a boat. I just watched that movie, The Last Voyage of the Demeter, and anything that I see involving this naval endeavor, no, I don't want Dracula fucking biting my neck.
What the fuck's going on?
So you see a fucking thing matching the speed of the boat, causing waves, and then you hear this.
This is crazy. I heard it.
You just hear, I mean, probably a whale call. And what I wrote was, dude definitely looks like he would try to hit it. Dude looks like he would definitely try to hit it. And this got some hot attention, some good Twitter, I would say adulation, some love. This is my Twitter, by the way, Big Poppy Pig, Top P, PigCake, Piggy Smalls. So that's my Twitter. If you're not following it, you're missing out on some good banter like this. I wouldn't say this is my best work. This is definitely not my best work, but it's one that got me the most attention. At least from what I've seen, that one's gotten me some good adulation. And that's what I hate about YouTube and posting online, that sometimes your best work is not what actually takes off. You think, oh, look, I did really good in this video. This should be good. This should hopefully go off in terms of metrics, and then it doesn't. But yeah, you throw something out there like that, and that sticks, and that kind of upsets me. Like this one. This is a popular video going around because there is a hurricane in California, which, by the way, shouldn't happen. I believe hurricanes don't necessarily should go that route, but alas, they do have one called Hillary, funny enough, and we have this family dancing in the water, doing splits. This guy throws himself. She's doing a very dangerous technique there. This one rolls headfirst in the water. And I wrote, that's caca water. That's caca water. Because it is caca water. That's sewage. That's sewage water that you're dancing in. You don't want to be in the water when there's a hurricane and flooding, because the sewers are what come up. That water isn't necessarily just happy, clean California municipal filtered water. It's poop water. You're essentially swimming in shit. So good combination there. Tend to be posts that talk about water tend to work. We have too much freedom. She looks like the final boss. John Wayne Gacy's a better role model. This is another one. Not necessarily great. 21,000. But the post in particular was in regards to these two rappers that I don't understand. Let me see if I could even find the post about John Wayne Gacy. Twitter is a nightmare to go through on desktop, by the way. It's actually a fucking nightmare. So let me see if I could find this particular post. We have too much freedom. John Wayne Gacy is a good role model. So let me click on this and show you the actual post. So this is a girl that decided to have Christian Rock and Blueface Blueface, I believe, is a rapper. I'm too white to know what he does. And Christian Rock is his baby mama, who's fucking nuts. Just an awful person. And this right here is what... Let me not go on full screen because that tends to ruin things when I'm using Chrome. But this girl has a party themed by Blueface and Christian Rock. Which, again, not the best role model. So I said, John Wayne Gacy is a better role model. Not my best work, but again, that took off. This is the sort of bangers that I drop on Twitter that people are missing out on. Let me see one of my bangers that I liked. One of the bangers that I thought I did excellently in was in regards to Oppenheimer. So let me see if I could find my own account. I should call this Auto Fellatio, by the way, because I'm essentially conducting Auto Fellatio, looking at my posts and laughing at my humor. This one I thought was pretty good. This one is in regards to Jesus, I believe. But let me find the one about Oppenheimer. This is what I meant, by the way, when I was referring to earlier. This post is in regards to Queen, that somebody was canceling Queen's music while promoting this garbage to kids. And the garbage is in reference to some fucking shitty song about some girl and her snatch. And I said I could smell this video. And this right here is one of my favorite memes of all time. If you haven't seen this meme, please save it. Somewhere in the hood, there's a chick showering with these 3 little pieces of soap getting ready for the club tonight. See, not my great work, not my greatest work, but I think reposting this is definitely worthwhile anytime. Just 10 out of 10. This is accurate in any hood, anywhere in the United States. Guaranteed there's some girl doing that. Let me see if I could find the one in reference to Oppenheimer. I thought this was probably my best work, and it didn't get a lot of views. Shit. I'm just looking at my own posts and laughing. Is that bad of me that I look at my own content and laugh? But this Oppenheimer post, I think, was top tier. It was one of my first ones, so that is going to be a little bit difficult to find, especially considering I'm replying to people. I just passed by Jenna Ortega, perfect woman, a perfect girl. But let me see if I can... I know this isn't the best television, so let me see if I could find this while... I know a lot about you, like why you're watching this ad. And it's specifically because you've looked up magic tricks. Well, hey there, my name's PigCake, and I've been doing magic trick tutorials on YouTube for the better part of 6 years. And I'm here to tell you about the PigCake Magic Academy with over 1,200 videos already uploaded, designed to make you an expert magician. You get access to all the content the moment you sign up, and I'm uploading every single week. As a matter of fact, I uploaded a video today. Just look at that list of moves, tricks, ideas that you're gonna get access to the moment you sign up. It doesn't end. As a matter of fact, I could stop talking completely, and the list is still gonna keep going. Just look. So check it out, the PigCake Magic Academy. The link is going to be below. I go with you, but I'm stuck in this video. But I'll wait for you to go ahead and click it. Go ahead, you know you want to. Fuck. And all this time, I still haven't found it. Shit. I'm trying to find this post that I made about Oppenheimer and my favorite part of Oppenheimer, which I hate that I can't find, because that, I think, is the perfect representation of what my favorite type of tweets are. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to find it here because so many people like my posts. It's hard to find the right one. And I think this is repeating now. I think this is literally repeating. If Jesus was that big, he could have eaten the planes. That's another one, which I thought was good. John Wayne Gacy is a better role model. Fuck. No, I hate that I can't find this. But it was my favorite part of Oppenheimer was when him and Einstein compared their slits, the size of their penis slits. Constant error sounds. Yeah, because unfortunately I was on one browser and OBS was losing its mind. But Twitter, great. I think my tweets are solid. I'm definitely trying my best to become a Twitter influencer and get paid some of those sweet Elon bucks. So I'm trying to do that. So I've been spamming replies. You would succumb to a mermaid? Yes, I would definitely succumb to a mermaid. Although, what am I going to do with it? They don't have vaginas. They just have fish parts. So I'd be rubbing up against fish parts. If the water was any deeper, they'd be drowning, says Steve Brooksy. That's racist. Be better.
Be better. Be better. Be better.
Damn, I would never imagine Steve Brooksy would say that. Although, funnily enough, for the book, I was looking at a couple posts for reference on Reddit, on my Patreon. I was looking for a couple posts, and I was looking at a bunch of older ones, and I see, you know, Meat Blanket and all these people that were following me from a long time. And there was a nice jog down memory lane. Steve Brooks, I saw you comment on a couple of the posts too. So that was, again, a nice little jog down memory avenue. Fuck. Michael Lawrence, YouTube has been recommending me Harlem Shake videos from a decade ago. Definitely a low point for humanity. Ironically, hurricanes originally got named so a newscaster could talk about a politician they hated. I believe that. I don't know if that's a particular type of joke that you're making, but I would be inclined to believe that. I thought it was named after people just organization-wise, right? Because Hurricane H is not as exciting as Hurricane Hillary. It's California. They walk through shit daily. I agree. I kept seeing your replies under everyone I follow. So you did put in the work. Well, I'm at about 4 million impressions. I need 5 million. So I've gotten to that from just a couple days posting. So it's working. Your boy's definitely up there to become a professional shit poster on Twitter, which is my, I want to put that on my resume, that I'm a professional shit poster on Twitter. That joke bombed, says Tuscan. I don't know if you were referring to something about bombing in particular, if I said something in regards to maybe the mermaid joke bombed. I'm not sure which one. Hitler, 7 million deaths or 40 million deaths. Fuck. I think this right here is not the time or place to talk about Holocaust denial theory. My goodness, could you imagine? Poop is the reason you don't walk around in the sidewalks in California or New York. The one Skid Row is disgusting. Every time I see Skid Row or Portland and see these videos of people just these deviant creatures walking around, it really gets me upset as to the fact that nobody's doing shit about it. It's just understood that that's part of it. BTK is a better role model. This one's on Aiden Ross, R.I.P. Donovan. I'm looking through my posts here to see if I could find the one in particular about Oppenheimer comparing slits. I know that one was a long one ago. But alas, I have been posting quite a bit. Why did that dude manifest himself? All of these are just bangers. They're banger after banger. Why Lizzo looking like some marble rye? That one didn't get a lot of love. But still, I think it's good quality. This one, AOC jacket. Greg Wilson actually has a video that's gotten super viral talking about Starbucks. That's kind of interesting. Lunch don't fall for boys. This one's talking about a thought. No, I can't find this. I'm going to have to take a screenshot and probably post it on my Instagram at some point. So I'm going to X out Chrome so my computer doesn't blow up. And I guess the last topic here is pedo magician. Pedo magician. So I believe Steve Brooks sent me this, or Ben Shapiro. I don't know who sent me this. Ben Shapiro, I remind you, please let your sister know that I would give up everything for her. This is a magician from England. This is recent, I believe, August 2023. That's what you get for fiddling with kids. Pedophile magician Professor Paulus attacked in prison. I don't understand these names that magicians decide to call themselves. Then again, this is coming from PigCake. Steve Brooksy says, you sent me this. So Steve, thank you for sending this to my email. If you have any stories, send them to my email. I know that I have a couple, but I was recently deleting all my inbox stuff. So if you have an email, for example, Ben, I know you sent me one. I'll definitely get to it probably in the next show, which might be tomorrow. Who knows? A pedophile former magician who went by the name Professor Paulus was seriously injured after he was attacked in prison, who told him that's what you get for fiddling with kids. I think if you're going to attack a pedo in prison, you should come up with a better line than that's what you get for fiddling with kids. Like, that's definitely very lame and very British. This guy is apparently a pedo, and this is the guy that maybe beat him up, allegedly. Sick and disturbing accounts, how he treated them like little sex slaves, and when they were aged as young as 2. Ill. Gosh, what a fucking creeper. But is it bad that I have a gaydar? I also have a pedodar. There's something about it that just waves off every time I look at someone like Eugene Berger. It's just redlining. Redlining. Just don't ask about Eugene Berger. and kids dressed up in firefighter outfits. Don't do that. You're not supposed to do that as a magician because he was really good. You're not supposed to talk about Eugene Berger and kids wearing firefighter outfits in hotel rooms. You're not supposed to do that because he was really good at pulling cigarettes from his beard. My goodness. Fuck. What a deviant art form we find ourselves in. But this guy in particular definitely has, I get vibes from him. But you sent me this, and I guess I'm showing it here on the show. Definitely disgusting. Let me reset the video drivers. You know what it is, a little quirky here on the show. Now I could find this and transfer this here, and we're going to be good. So this is the end portion of the stream where we talk about the comments. I'd be remiss if I didn't remind you guys to check out my lecture notes. They're in the description section below. They're a little taste as to my book. My book is coming out hopefully by the end of the month. It's called The View from Down Here. I could show you the table of contents. Let me show you the table of contents and see if that's not going to blow up my computer. As far as what I've been working on, I've been working on this aggressively, night and day. I've slept this book. I'm walking and I'm writing every day. I've been working on this fucking godforsaken book, and finally, I'm glad that I've managed to get through it. So let me flash the table of contents to you here. I don't know if this is going to. Let me see if there's anything that shows up that's incriminating. The view from down here, nothing necessarily. No. Okay, so this is fine. So this is the table of contents as the actual book itself. This is the cover. Well, actually, no. This is the fucking shit. View from down here. I've been working on this diligently, and this is the, I guess the cover or the table of contents as far as what the content is. So it's a little bit of a teaser. I have a lot of shit. A lot of stuff that I'm happy with, a lot of stuff that I've been wanting to write down. So just a little bit of a taster there. I'm writing the last portion of the book now, and then hopefully that should be out by the end of the month. I just want to make sure that my everything is squared up with the actual book itself. I'm happy with the layout. I'm happy with the way it looks. Very pink. The view from down here, obviously in reference to my height. But it has a nice assortment of tricks, moves, ideas, some essays. I have an interview with a table that was owned by a magician that was a coke addict. So that's in the book. That's a fun one. So that's coming out. But if you want a little taster, check out the lecture notes. And that gives you a little bit of a treatise as to what Piggy's writing is like. Now, the lecture notes is what I would lecture. I have actually done a lecture, but I am... And I'm looking for people that might take a lecture from Piggy, and that's what I would lecture. I'd lecture that, which if you guys bought them, it's the spread force, which is one of my favorite things. You could do an impromptu radar deck by Richard Osterlin, the A-can move and the different applications of that, different forces, different things is what I would like to do if I did a lecture. So that's just a fun one. The link is in the description section below. But that's enough shilling. Let me look to the comment section. I didn't know she was 2. Says Corn Pop. Just ridiculous, disgusting. I don't get the mentality. Louis C.K. has a great bit on this. I'm not going to repeat it here because it is quite an edgy bit. But why are they risking their lives and risking everything they own for boy butt? I don't get it. I don't get it. I sent you this PC. Don't sell dope. Don't sell dope. That's good advice. The Little Mermaid's a fantasy story. Black people can't swim. I read that. I didn't mean it. I read it, though. That dude looks like Tim Pool. That video of somebody taking Tim Pool's beanie off, and he's just there bald. He's not even bald. He has a horseshoe. At that point, just shave your head. Now, granted, you could see my hairline is pretty atrocious. My hairline is horrendous. But I have some hope. And the back of my head is still, I still have a lot of hair there. But if I had a horseshoe, I'd just shave the whole thing off. Tim Pool is not sure if the earth is flat. Just asking questions, man. I'm just asking questions. I don't know if the earth is flat. I can't tell you that. What I can tell you is that I worked for Vice magazine. I was the founder of Vice News. And I can tell you right now that if it wasn't for me, Vice would never have gotten their feet off the ground. That's my Tim Pool. I hate Tim Pool. I don't hate him, but it's obnoxious. Let's see here. Are you going to print them? I'm not going to print them because that would incur more costs and it's not necessarily that I wouldn't want to print a book. I would definitely like to, but I think an ebook is a lot easier to manufacture. Number one, it's a lot easier on the consumer, and it's going to be cheaper on the consumer as well because you're not going to have to pay for what is my expense on printing and making up for that. So it's just the ebook, the content, what I think it's worth. And I would love to print a book, but I think this one in particular, I'm going to keep as an ebook, even though it's probably going to be rife for piracy. Oh my God, that's gross. Oh my God. 2, that's gross. 1 is so much better. I don't know what you're talking about as far as that. Maybe if you're talking about the book, Steve Brooksy, or the Flash in that. I don't know. What do you call this? What you're referencing, or maybe my Tim Pool. Are you talking about my Tim Pool imitation? I don't know which one you're referring to. Let me go through this one here. Paris literally smells like a sewer because it was built in one. It was built in one. Paris syndrome is an illness Japanese people get from realizing how shit Paris is. That's two weird sentences combined. Paris literally smells like a sewer because it was built in one. Okay, period. Paris syndrome is an illness Japanese people get from realizing how shit Paris is. Yes. One of my favorite movies is, what is it? One of my favorite movies, imagine. And I don't remember the name. Sabrina, right? The not the old one, but the new one, relatively new one with Harrison Ford. And just a beautiful actress. I forgot what her name was, but just perfect. She was hot when she was ugly in the movie. So I don't get what they were trying to go for there, trying to show that she's an ugly duckling, and then she eventually matures into this, very sophisticated, beautiful woman. She was hot in the beginning, so I don't get what the whole bit was there. But that one, and of course the whole bit is Paris. You always have Paris or whatever, and they go to Paris and they romanticize this. When you go to Paris and it smells like literal shit. Everyone that's gone has told me. I haven't gone yet, but everyone that's told me is pretty much with the same opinion. Jason Heiss, are you going to sell that book through Patreon or direct? I'm going to sell it through Patreon. As I've mentioned before, you don't need to join Patreon in order to, or be a member of the Academy in order to get the book. You could just get the book independently of Patreon, get it, just using Patreon as a platform. I could have put it on Gumroad, but I think it works better in the long run to get people already on the Patreon ecosystem. So then it might entice somebody to go, oh, let me check out the Academy. So it's there all connected. But I could have put it on Gumroad and sold it direct. I just prefer having that and then maybe upselling the Academy. You see how I'm peeling the curtain here, right? You see them pulling it back. But so far, I think the book is it's great. I'm happy with the writing. I'm happy with the way everything's laid out. And I'm definitely happy with the content of it. It's a lot of things that I think people are going to enjoy. That first trick there was a 2-card, any card, any number. And it's great to finally write these out. That's the thing. For years, you always write down these ideas. And I always like to write ideas in full. But in full is not necessarily sometimes. It depends on the situation in which I write something down. So in full, if I'm walking, is not necessarily going to be in full if I'm sitting down and typing something out. So I just hope people are going to enjoy it. And I could dive in to the writing space a little bit more aggressively. I don't want to write a book a month when it comes to this sort of stuff because then it becomes a little bit overkill. But I do want to kind of make up for lost time. I feel like I should have done this a long time ago, and I really didn't. When are you starting your OnlyFans? My goodness, the amount of times I've Googled a person OnlyFans and then followed by the word leak is disgusting, especially on TikTok. You scroll through and you go, oh, hey, she's hot. Oh, she has an OnlyFans. OnlyFans leak. All right, let me click on that. And that's her boobie. Great. All right, that's all I needed. So that's the part and parcel of 2023. That 90% of girls that you see on TikTok have an OnlyFans. And the TikTok account is to promote the OnlyFans. And I'm not going to be a part of your OnlyFans, but I will look you up.
This is the neighborhood, and you are not welcome.
Nice. But that's the shilling. That's the episode, I guess. I like to give advice at the end of these, maybe. This one in particular, I guess, could be in reference to the gym. Remember, the gym is a shared space, as in society. We live in a society.
We're living in a society.
We live in a society. So when you are in a space where there's other people, treat it with respect. Treat the people there with respect. Don't treat it as if you just run the fucking organization. You're at the gym. Be respectful of others. Don't just recording yourself at the gym. I get sometimes people want to see their form, right? That's one thing that I agree with. Sometimes you want to record yourself using the camera to see your form, to see if you're improving, to see if you're hunching, especially when you're doing deadlifts. You don't want to have a rounded shoulder, but that's different. What these people are doing is that they're posting these fucking videos to try to get social media clout, and it's embarrassing, especially because you're doing it at the cost of the people around you. So be better.
Be better. Be better. Be better. Be better.
Be mindful and be respectful, especially when you're in a shared public space. Nobody cares about your asshole. Girl, nobody cares about your butthole. The other one here, pedo magicians, try not to fuck a kid. I think that's the best bit of advice that I could give you, right? In regards to that last story. Don't fuck a kid. 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 Don't fuck a car either. Don't fuck your car. I would say if you're going to pick, the car is better. The car is definitely better to fuck if you have to. But don't, no circumstance, fuck a child. But a car, if you have to fuck a car. I mean, do you, man? So those are good bits of advice. Nancy Pelosi, insider trading. My goodness. Nancy Pelosi is doing a copious amount of insider trading. And your other politicians are the ones getting arrested and going to prison. My goodness. Priorities, people. Priorities. We should prioritize things better.